They called her the mother of vampires, the woman who commanded the undead. From the deserts of ancient Babylon to the crypts of Gothic Europe, her name was whispered in fear: Lilith. She was the first woman, the first outcast, and the first to taste forbidden blood. But how did a woman's rebellion echo through eternity, transforming her into the mother of vampires and the queen of eternal night? You're watching Vortex Mythology. If you love exploring the shadowy origins of myths and monsters, subscribe, like this video, and ring the bell. And tell us in the comments, when you think of vampires, do you see Lilith as their mother or their queen? Long before Dracula or Carmilla, there was Lilith. Her story began in ancient Mesopotamia, 4,000 years ago. Clay tablets spoke of spirits called Lilītu, female demons of the night, with bird wings and talons of iron. They haunted the dark places between life and death, feeding on the weak and the newborn. They were called the wind spirits, but their presence was corporeal. They sucked the life from infants and stole men's vitality as they slept. In later Babylonian charms, their leader was named Lilith. The Book of Isaiah, written centuries later, echoed this fear, describing a desolate place where Lilith shall find rest. Already she was the night itself, a creature of blood, death, and the lonely wastes. What the ancients feared in Lilith was not just death, but what came after, a woman who walked freely among the dead. When Lilith entered Jewish myth, her hunger changed form. The Talmud and later texts described her as a beautiful demoness with long hair, who preyed on men in their sleep and drank the blood of children. In the Middle Ages, Christian and Jewish demonologists combined these stories with old European fears of night creatures, the strigoi of Romania, the Lamii of Greece, and the succubi of Christian Europe, all fed on the living to sustain themselves. Lilith fit perfectly. She was beautiful, predatory, and eternal. Unlike male vampires born of curse or disease, Lilith's bloodlust was spiritual, a cosmic rebellion. Where men shed blood in war, she drank it in defiance. Her hunger was tied to life itself. Blood, the symbol of fertility and creation, was reversed into death and corruption. The blood of life became her wine. Some writers linked this to menstrual blood, the hidden cycle of creation turned into a source of power and fear. In this way, Lilith embodied everything patriarchal religion couldn't control: female blood, female sex, and female power. By the late Middle Ages, Lilith's story grew even darker. Kabbalistic texts described her as the consort of Samael, the angel of death. Together they ruled the dark kingdom, a mirror of heaven, where fallen angels and spirits dwelt in eternal night. She was called the Queen of the Shadim, the spirits of the dead, and Mother of Demons. Folklore soon imagined her not only as their mother, but their ruler, the one who commanded the undead. When vampire legends rose in Eastern Europe, scholars noticed something strange. Many of their traits matched Lilith's: the night visits, the seduction, the blood, even the fear of a woman who never aged and never died. Artists of the Gothic and Romantic eras brought her back as the original vampire. Painters like Dante Gabriel Rossetti and Frank von Stuck depicted her as a snake-haired temptress, a woman whose beauty could kill. By the 19th centuries, writers like Goethe and Shelley wove her image into their vampiric females. Lilith had become the archetype of the vampire queen, beautiful, immortal, and merciless. But why did people give Lilith this power? Why make her the mother of vampires? Because blood has always been a paradox. It sustains life and marks death. It is sacred and profane. And Lilith stood exactly in that space between. She was born from the same clay as man, yet cast into shadow. Condemned to wander, she turned blood into power. In a world that feared women's bodies, their cycles and their desires, Lilith became the myth that embodied that fear. She was the night made flesh, eternal and hungry. In the end, Lilith is more than a demon or a vampire. She is the idea of power that can't be killed. From the Lilītu of Babylon to the succubi of Europe and the vampires of Gothic fiction, she has always been the same shadow, the woman who refuses to die, who feeds on what men deny themselves. Lilith commands the undead because she represents our oldest fear, that death is not the end, and that desire never dies with the body. She is the mistress of vampires, the mother of the undead. And whether we fear her or worship her, one truth remains: Lilith will always rise with the night. Thanks for watching Vortex Mythology. If you enjoyed this journey into the origins of vampire myth and the dark power of Lilith, give this video a like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more stories from the shadows of history. And tell us, do you think Lilith was the first vampire, or just the first to rule over them? Until next time, stay curious, stay wary, and remember, the night still belongs to her.